Are you ready?
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 301 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse. Your favorite place to get your comic book news and conversations and discussions. And according to Google Gemini, the show that's been running for 4 years. We done knocked out 301 episodes. Like, we're on 301 episodes in 4 years, baby. That's how we do.
You know what? You know what this shit reminds me of? New 52 Batman. Everything's supposed to be reset, but we just gonna keep Batman running along. Then how did everything happen in all of Batman? 3-4 years.
Man.
He done went through a Jason. He went through a Robin a year.
This man.
That's how Gemini. Okay. For all of y'all, let me give you all some context. What we're talking about. Okay. I got a Pixel, right? I'm back with the Pixel game. Okay. So I was bored and I was asking the Gemini AI and said, tell me some things about the Blerd Cave. It took it like 4 attempts because it couldn't spell B-L-E-R-D. It kept trying to say blurred, so it was like something's blurry. So it kept trying to show me the Robin Thicke video. Then it kept trying to show me everything other than what I wanted. But when it finally got to the Blerd Cave, number one, it was just disrespectful to y'all asses. Because it said the Blerd Cave is hosted by Ernie Asterisk, Blerd Without Fear Asterisk, Carruthers by himself. It said this motherfucker been hosting the Blerd Cave by himself. So when I asked it about Blerd Without Fear podcasts, that's when we got a little bit more insight into the Blerd Without Fear. Ernie Carruthers has several different live streams, what he sometimes refers to as podcasts, about different things in the comic media, blah, 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 blah. Ernie and his sometimes co-host, Carter.
Dude, that was.
And then it starts going into the normal Blerd Cave rigmarole. It brought up Thursday show. It brought up he also does Nerds of Culture, coming from a more political. Robo's name, nigga, nowhere to be found. So, but the main thing that we were tripping off of is that apparently, according to Gemini AI, the Blerd Cave has been done by Ernie by himself for 4 years, but the Blerd Without Fear Blerd Cave podcast with Ernie and his co-host Carter, it's just been going on for a minute with sometimes guests and things like that. So yeah, that was a funny thing. That was a funny thing. 4 years long, big dog.
Hey, you know what's wild about that?
No.
Every episode of the Blerd Cave, I think, I won't, you know what? I won't lie. I'm not going to say every episode, but I'm going to say most episodes of the Blerd Cave have your name in the description of the video. So it's kind of, like I said, that, and sometimes Carter is nasty work.
Hold on, can I pull it up? Hold on. Where is it?
I'm about to say, I got that motherfucker.
Okay. They don't even, when I asked it about Blerd Without Fear podcast, it refers to the Blerd Cave as a recurring segment or sometimes referred to as a separate live stream.
No, wait a minute here. I got you. Boom, right here. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, let me zoom this shit in. Blerd Without Fear podcast, hosted by Ernie Carter, semi-weekly podcast that dives into the world of comics, comic book movies, and related news. Since 2021, Ernie has provided a platform for discussions, interviews, and industry professionals, both indie and mainstream, and commentary on the latest happenings in the comic book and superhero entertainment landscape. Okay,
Since 2021.
Since 2021. So bear in mind, I've been doing this show longer than 2020. Like, actually, you know what I love here? I think I know why they did this. So check this out. They are basically ignoring the entirety of the timeline. They're actually ignoring some of your timeline, but also ignoring the majority, or not the majority, but the entirety of the co-host previous to you, your predecessor. They are completely like, no, that never happened. Like, that never happened. They're also ignoring the well, that's why I said Ernie and the Jets. Ernie and the Jets.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, anyway.
Wait. Listen to this. Wait, there's a predecessor to Carter. Whoa.
Bro.
Whoa.
We don't talk about that.
I didn't even mean for the show to start out like this, man. I just simply wanted to flame all of y'all goofy ass men that are running around here trying to call Haley Steinfeld mixed and calling her a red bone. Y'all want to post all these pictures. See, I knew Haley Steinfeld had some black somewhere. I could tell, bro. I could tell. You couldn't tell shit. Shut the fuck up, you weirdos. But true story. It's in Ernest's comments. Somebody referred to Kate Bishop as a red bone. You motherfuckers are just some sad individuals. And that's coming from a person who's only been active on a live stream, sometimes recurring live stream, for 4 years.
I'm just, God damn. Also, I'm not gonna be able to unhear this shit now. Every time I just want y'all to know, y'all done fucked up Benny and the Jets for me for like the rest of my life. Because I'm like, some motherfuckers gonna see me rolling down the street, and I'm gonna just be blasting that shit, be like, Ernie and the Jets.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't. There's something wrong with me.
I would expect a little bit more professionalism from somebody who's been doing this for years. I'm expecting
okay, so that's the fucked up part. So check this out. A little bit. I'll do a little quick lore drop, and then we're gonna move on. But so yeah, Carter has a predecessor who I discovered live. Like, I almost kind of, I wonder if this was, because it was technically during the Twitch era too. It was during the Twitch only era. But I remember there was I can't remember the precise episode, but there was a moment where it became very clear to me my co-host didn't know shit about comics. I'm not bullshitting y'all. There's a moment. Some of y'all might, like, some of you eagle-eyed motherfuckers might go back and see that shit and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly. It was episode 58 point B. That's the one it was. No, there's an episode. Like I said, I do not remember. Maybe I'll go back and look. But there was a moment where I was talking to the former co-host of the Blerd Cave, and like literally, like I'm almost positive if you know where to look, you'll see the moment of realization come across my face.
I guarantee you, Jasmine, though. Jasmine got a real sick habit of going back and watching old ass Blerd Cave.
Wait a minute. So here's the thing. So Jasmine, I don't know if you're in the chat right now.
No,
I'm
she is in the chat. I'm looking at her. You know what she treats us like?
What?
That sister treats us like fucking back issues. It just
wait. Are you? Wait.
Little motherfucker goes and she looks in them boxes for old Blerd Cave. She treating us like back issues.
Wait a minute. Saying that Jasmine is trade waiting the Blerd Cave is nasty work. What?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
that is insane. The light bulb just went off, bro.
Look, you talk about Jasmine like she yeah. I'm gonna go back and read. I want to go back and read the Mark Wade run on the Blerd Cave. Wait a minute. Is this the Mark? Wait. Is this the Brian Michael Bendis run? Are we in the Brian Michael Bendis run? Or are we in the chips and jars?
Back stock Blerd Caves is what she doing. Back stock Blerd Caves.
Not Golden Age. Not Golden Age.
Golden Age Blerd Cave is wild. Oh my god! I just found what we gonna name this episode on Spotify and shit. But yeah, she treating us like back issues for real.
Wait a minute. Said Jasmine to watch her in real life.
For real.
I cannot interfere.
Jasmine real deal waited until we was collected. Start watching Blerd Cave.
Wait a minute. I gotta ask a question. Jasmine, have you gone back and watched any of the episodes with my former co-host? I'm just curious. Yes. We should be live on Twitch. To my understanding, we should be live on Twitch. Wait, I'm double checking that. Not okay. All right, now y'all out of pocket. Now y'all said pre-crisis. Lord, wait. Next year, y'all motherfuckers be calling. Look, so wait. Is episode 100 through 200 New Earth? Is that New Earth continuity?
Lord. Oh my god.
So I'm asking the watcher to interfere. Oh my god. Wait. So wait. Is this the new 52? Is it? Wait.
Or is this Earth 2?
Is this Earth? Look, we should.
No. This is Rebirth.
This Rebirth. We in Rebirth continuity. Wait, when do we get to the Heroes Reborn? When do we get to Heroes?
You know what? We were Heroes Reborn before the camera got cut on and motherfucker saw me.
Oh,
when it was just different pictures of the week. And then when the camera came on, that's when Dr. Man hadn't touched that one motherfucker they shouldn't have been touching. They blew up. That's Rebirth. Blerd Cave Rebirth.
Wait, to my absolute Blerd Cave. Wait a minute. Bruh. Look, y'all. Wait, so wait, and I guess we got the ultimate. We got the ultimate cave. We have ultimate cave.
I don't know if I would call this Blerd Cave Civil War because that was. Oh no, that previous host, and I'm not one to trash anybody, but I don't know. I don't think it was up there with some. You when Carter was just a picture, yeah, man.
Yeah, just a look. Just look. He was a sketch of the Unabomber, a sketch of the. Well, I think at one point he was a picture of Cardi B or some shit. Oh, not Black Label. Black Label. You know what? I'm not gonna hold you. If I had the energy to do like, you know what? Oh, you know what? Nah, fuck that. Y'all just gave me an idea. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do this shit. Wait, where's my? Yeah. Here we're doing on this one because whoop. So, Blerd Cave. Black Label. Oh, I'm just writing all these motherfuckers down.
Oh, and to everyone who asked, yeah, I actually did go and see Sinners last week. Enjoyed it. I figured out what Ernie was talking about because Ernie said there's gonna be a part in that movie. You probably gonna hit me up because I hit up like 2 different people. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for people who have not seen it yet. I enjoyed it, like I said. That after credit or the mid credit scene. I didn't stay for the one that was after all the credits. That mid credit scene, I did get a little emotional with. They did a really good job with the music and what was being said between the 2 people. So that was a little little bit. Didn't cry, but it was an emotional thing. But that one woman who did that thing she did, I'm gonna tell you, like I told Ernie. Yeah, I have never seen that much hatred in a movie theater since Star-Lord and Infinity War. That woman was fucking stupid. Holy shit.
Ever was telling me I was out of pocket on the nursing culture for saying that.
No. That was Star-Lord of Infinity War levels of slaw. But that's all I'm gonna say to that. I enjoyed it. Thank you all for that. That was a good way to cap my Saturday. But
wait a minute. First off, I want to give a little shout out. I actually meant to do this Thursday, but I'm gonna do it now. I want to give a shout out. Shout out to, I don't know if Dr. Midnight's here. I don't know if Dr. Midnight's here. But if you are, or if you catch us on the VOD, yeah. Well, I've already told Dr. Midnight thank you for this. But a couple of weeks ago, Dr. Midnight, because he knows that I'm a huge Daredevil guy, huge Daredevil nut, and I think there was a conversation at some point that either he and I had or like he had seen me have, talking about, some specific stuff from like particular runs of Daredevil. And he hit me up and asked me, he said, hey, I remember you saying you like the Anna Senti run on Daredevil, which a lot of people don't. It's really weird. The Anna Senti run, a lot of people don't talk about it. I think because of recency bias, people tend to kind of like the same way they do Brian Michael Bendis. People talk more about the Mark Waid run, but tend to forget that Brian Michael Bendis was on that motherfucker too.
So you are actually about to get something of what you want, because I told you I'll watch Near Mint Condition because that's where they do all the little polls and things like that. And that was something that was actually voted on. I think it was in the top 10 of like most wanted runs. Was that Anna Senti Daredevil.
Okay.
And I don't know how it works, but some people in the comments were telling me with that channel, depending on how high up it is, you might see something happen in the coming years, because they've already done one with like Omni's, like a poll for omnibus reprints and things like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was in the top was the Rick Remender Punisher, and lo and behold, the motherfucker's out now. So you might so, yeah, that's why I've been keeping an eye on that channel, and I'm telling you stuff like with the Nightwing Rebirth and stuff like that. So yeah, but please go off, King.
So also I love the fact that it was in this bag, this Lucifer bag. I had to show some love for that. But no, Dr. Midnight sent me the entire run.
Shit.
Or at least what he had. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to go through and see if it was the entire run, but it's most of them. But yeah, I got Merry Christmas Daredevil.
That's dope.
Everybody's favorite wide man, who is now a thin man on Daredevil Born Again. You recognize that guy in the blue? Yeah, that's Buck Cashman. Oh, that's Buck. That's Kingpin's right hand man.
Yeah.
The man who sits in the back with the blicky on Daredevil Born Again. But yeah, I got like literally like I have an entire like stack.
That's dope.
Of stuff. I'm actually going through right now. I kind of like I didn't get a chance to go through like every last single thing, but I mean, yeah, it's a lot. Like it's like it's most of the 200s. It's most of the 200s. Because that's how long she was on.
Yeah.
On the oh wow, there's another Buck Cashman special right here. Look at that. Dude, Buck Cashman was wide for no reason.
You know what's gonna mess you up when you start like reading through those?
What's that?
Ads.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I love that shit.
Oh, that's gonna have you sick, boy.
Dude, you know what's funny? I was one of those people, I didn't like it when I was a kid, but as I got older, I actually did really appreciate it. I actually kind of slick miss I kind of slick missed that sort of stuff. Actually, oh man, dude, right here. Look at that. Right here, check this out. Daredevil versus Pyro and Blob. Ain't that about a bitch? Regular man Daredevil.
Man.
Out here. Also, wait a minute. I forgot about this Negro. I forgot about this. Look at Daredevil fight. This dude got the top knot ponytail. Or no, he got the slick. No, actually, no, he got the slick back ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Oh, Lord. Not Daredevil versus the Inhumans. We ain't got to show that.
But yeah, you gotta post some of the ads when you start reading those issues, because I remember when I before all mine got.
Mm-hmm.
It used to trip me out seeing like Mortal Kombat 2 ads, the fucking truth about getting rid of stop smoking cigarette ads, the fucking
God,
all those milk ads from back in the day where some of everybody had a damn milk mustache, like those felt great to see, man.
Did I tell you I figured out how to make my art look like that? Like the way comics used to look? Like that kind of that kind of newsprint, that kind of newsprint vibe. Did I ever tell you that?
Mm-mm.
So check this out. I'm gonna share something with y'all.
I'm not trying to tell you how to do your book, but I want let me see the art first. Let me see the art first.
I got
because the only thing that's popping in my head, that would be a gangster way for you to do flashbacks.
Yeah, actually, I kind of slick thought about that. That is actually kind of sort of where my mind is going. Kind of sort of where my mind is going with that. Let me see if I actually got a couple of yeah. I think I got a couple. Yeah, I got a couple. Yeah, because basically it's actually a simple process. I didn't realize how simple it was when I first started trying to do it.
Yeah.
But once I actually like sat down with it and kind of like figured out the process, I was like, oh wow, I was like, this is so fucking simple. Like, why? Like, how did I never figure this out before then? So I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, here we go.
Bitch Planet did have a look like that, Primo. Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
I'm shocked that shit has not been what's the word I'm looking for? It hadn't been turned into like a show or something. I'm really shocked.
Yeah. Give it time. I think once it once you
Orange is the New Black, Handmaid's Tale, and all that, I would assume like adapted. That's the word I was looking for. I was really surprised that Bitch Planet hadn't got adapted into anything.
Dude, give it time. I promise you. Like let somebody from like the I guess current generation of readers figure it out. Like discover it. That you'll see it. Kind of like what. Hopefully in a better quality, but kind of like how you remember it took like 5 ever to get Why the Last Man. It's gonna be like that. I promise you, it's gonna be like that. Let me
quality behind it. Good God.
Oh man, yeah. Well, here let me show y'all this. This is something I worked on recently, and here I'm gonna zoom this in just so y'all can kind of see. But like, see how I got like you kind of see like that. Like, look at the texture. Like right there, like that texture. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Your boy did that. That was me. That was me. I did that. Also, man, I love when I rediscover, like I was joking about people rediscovering shit. I love when I rediscovered the airbrush. The air, like I figured out, like I was like, ooh, I'm like, dude, once I rediscover some shit, I will wear that shit the fuck out. I rediscovered the airbrush, and like, I don't know, man, something about it, it enhances the picture, and I fucking love it. I fucking love it. I also I got another one. Let's see here. Actually, this one is one I did that I actually thought was pretty fucking hilarious. Carter, you're gonna get a kick out of this. I was actually doing this thing where I was going back and recreating poses from iconic covers.
Okay.
Some of you may or may not have seen them. I posted them on Threads, but here, I'll pull this up and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. So basically what I did, and I actually did the same thing, that same type of like texture, that very same type of texture. Here, let's do it like this. Or actually here, let's do it like that. There we go. Bam. Okay. So you got you've got this is the cover of Cyclops from New X-Men. I think this was number 118. It was New X-Men number 118.
That's a lot of red on there.
Yeah. Black, white, and red, baby. Black, white, and red. That's what we do. We don't do no other colors now. We just do is black, white, and red from here on out. Okay. But we also did I pull it up? Yeah, Wonder Woman. Which Wonder Woman was this? Yeah, Wonder Woman number 72. I took the pose from Wonder Woman number 72 and recreated that. And you can actually, like, it's harder to see with the white because I didn't like go back and do any extra like colorization. But if I zoom in here, I'm gonna zoom in. You can kind of see like the graininess of it. You can see like the graininess of the image. That's basically like turning up the noise and making it look like that paper print. From like you open up an old comic, you see that kind of paper print vibe to it. That kind of like where like you feel like you touch it, you can just feel that texture. That's basically what that is. But this one is one I was actually incredibly proud of because I actually got really crafty. I'm gonna zoom this one in like this so you can kind of see a little bit better. But like what I did with this, when I was reading Absolute Flash, I actually got the idea from that. Going in and fucking with the chromatic aberration in very like specific areas to like put an effect on the power to make it look like more than what it is. So that way you can work simple and then go back and like, you know, address. But yep, that is it. That's my y'all got to see a little bit of behind the scenes because that's basically what I'm working on right now while we wait. Actually, you know what? Now that you say that, I do need to go back and see if I need to find my my 3D glasses and go back and look at that.
I didn't know that Ryan Murphy was doing the beauty for FX. That's dope.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, so you want to hear something nasty? I meant to tell you about that.
Oh, wow.
I meant to tell you that because I remember because you were the one that put me on game, and I was like, Yeah. And for those asking, yes, I like my women thick. So pretty much most of the women in the current thing that I'm writing and drawing. Basically, I think I said this before, but when I was talking about wanting to do like an all black X-Men thing, that's basically what I'm doing. But I'm not calling it that. Like it's its own thing now. But like all of the women that are involved are varying degrees of thick. Because hey, represent our thick sisters out there. Oh, but yeah, so, we've been bullshitting and shooting the shit. What I do want to do, before we get too far out in the weeds, I do want to hit up these super chats.
Okay.
Want to hit up these because I think we got at least a super chat that I want to hit before we go. Yeah, we got one from LP3. Let's rock. Says with a $10. So speaking of Batman, is it just me or does it seem like a lot more respect has been put on the Riddler's name since Matt Reeves' movie? It seems like Riddler was never taken this seriously. So
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so here's the thing. Riddler has been taken more seriously before. I would just forgive you if you did not read it because it's been in places where okay, I don't think this isn't the best example, but the War of Jokes and Riddles, Tom King tried to do a little something.
First thing popped in my head.
Yeah.
First thing that popped in my fucking head. That,
there was also
Scott Snyder tried it a few times.
Yes. Who the fuck was writing Batman when this was going on? I don't remember. it's the one I usually go back to. It was when Riddler was a detective. Like he was not a bad guy anymore, but he was he was a straight up detective. He wasn't going around doing villain shit. Like he was actively going around trying to solve crimes in Gotham.
Yeah.
Putting his mind, which is something that, man, it pissed me off because it was such a cool idea and it really made me angry. That, like, I was like, dude, there are so many moments for the status quo of a character to change and, like, change forever. And that's one of the ones. That's one of you want to talk about Batman villains who had a really cool status quo change and it didn't stick? Yeah. That pissed me off. That's in the top 5. Between that, Clayface, I think there was a moment with Mr. Freeze that didn't stick. And there's like a couple of others. But like, yeah, oh man, that one might be one of the greatest crimes. Two-Face to be fair though, you could put Two-Face on that list twice. Which was probably by design.
Yeah, that's what your head did there.
Easy. Carter knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 0 Year was another one that really tried to put some respect on him. So I won't say he would. Even though the Scott Snyder stuff and the Tom King stuff, it's relatively recent, but like literally, I think the war of jokes and riddles try a little bit too hard to try to make him almost like edgelord-esque, because I remember he had the fucking question mark carved into him with the 6-pack abs, and he never wore a goddamn shirt and all that mess. But yeah, I won't say that. I think the Matt Reeves movie is going back to making him a little bit more of a nut. Kind of like the Arkham games in a sense, where he was just a smart.
He was basically Jigsaw.
Yeah,
he was basically Jigsaw. And really, all of them were horror movie slasher monsters.
Oh yeah, especially Arkham City. That was Jigsaw in Arkham City. But One Bad Day, I think, is them going more with what Matt Reeves was doing in a sense. Because I could see Matt Reeves' Riddler doing what the Riddler did in One Bad Day from Tom King. So, yeah, I would say it was recent, but
see, but that's the thing about Matt Reeves' Riddler. I feel like remember, I think we talked about this before when we were talking about Joker 2, Folia Doodoo, how the Harley Quinn in that movie was more like Punchline than Harley. Like it was like that was Harley Quinn in name only. They actually adapted Punchline for the big screen and just called her Harley Quinn.
Okay,
that's how I feel about Matt Reeves' Riddler, because I feel like Matt Reeves' Riddler was just Hush by another name. like that was Hush. That was Hush like a motherfucker. Y'all don't sit here and lie to me, Matt Reeves. Fuck out of here. But no,
you did. But you're right on the recency of the newest issue of Hush 2 coming out, which is just, whoo! I didn't heard some things. I don't want to read it.
I don't want it.
When I heard that everybody was getting written very weird and all the character. Now, see, I heard there's a lot of character assassination going on in that shit when it comes to Jason Todd. So,
okay. Do you know what?
Boy.
Make it a top 6, because Jason, dude. What is it about the DC office that don't like Jason Todd? Like, does somebody have a vendetta against Jason Todd?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you why this is such a bizarro world. Who is, according to a lot of you, because I haven't read any of the Hush 2 stuff, but according to you all, Jeff Loeb is writing some of the worst Jason Todd stuff. And the reason I say that is because who gives him all this progression and growth as a character? Scott Lobdell. Why is Scott Lobdell writing a better Jason Todd than Jeff Loeb? What kind
Man.
of Animaniacs TSWB episode are we in right now, dog?
This is some straight up Mirrorverse shit. This is Mirrorverse shenanigans.
Did we get trapped in a Millennium item? Like, what is going on right now, bro?
Now, see, what happened is that what we don't realize is we are caught in the mad machinations of Mr. Mitzel is what's really going on here.
Oh man,
Ooh, dude, and that's the thing. Everybody, there are so many people because Tynan also gave that motherfucker some character, and we just said, nah, roll that bitch back. Roll it back.
Right.
we about to one more day Jason Todd out here. And I'm sorry. I know. I promise y'all we're gonna get to it. It just oh man. This is the pitfall of the superhero genre, because you know that to quote Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face in the Dark Knight trilogy, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's the same thing in comics, but a little different. You either you either go out on top, or your character has just enough longevity for somebody to come along and write you all the way up out your character. But yeah, it just is what it is. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and get to our shit. Okay. Some of y'all probably paid attention to the thumbnail and recognized the assignment, such as it were. And the assignment is simple. We're here to do what we do every time a new comic book movie comes out, for the most part. Unless it's a comic book movie we don't give a fuck about. Like, if Carter and I collectively don't give a shit, well, then you kind of know. You know what's coming. You know what we about to do. But Carter and I, we talked about this, a good ways back. I remember when we first started doing, when we were doing Thunderbolts coverage. Before there was even a Thunderbolts, like, how many y'all, like, I want to see how many y'all remember this. How many y'all remember this ugly ass cursed image? How many y'all remember this ugly ass cursed image that was circulating around before the movie was actually like a thing? How many y'all remember this? Y'all remember when everybody thought this was the Thunderbolts they were getting? When everybody thought they was getting White Vision. I will say, though, I do appreciate that at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3 of the motherfuckers.
Ernie, real shit. You pulled that picture up and it just started pouring down raining outside.
That motherfucker said, that motherfucker said, nah, see, I told y'all, for real cursed image. But no, we, and then we later got like the confirmation of who the team was actually going to be. The memes started becoming relentless. I actually remember, like, the internet was so quick with this shit that the meme became useful powers. These people all do the same thing.
Somebody at Marvel saw it too, because you can go ahead and crop out whoever that individual is next to John Walker, because we ain't seen him in not Nan trailer since the first.
No. Well, here's like, it's kind of funny you say that too, because I was going back to this shot right here where we got like kind of a peek into oh hey, this is the team, this is what's gonna be going on. And Taskmaster, well, and to be fair, because in this universe Taskmaster doesn't talk. At least in Black Widow they did not speak really at all. Don't know if that's changing or whatever in this universe. But the main thing that everyone's kind of been talking about is that if you go look into a lot of like the promotional material, all the trailers, Taskmaster does not really show up in much of it. Like, okay, so like once you get past this scene where the team is meeting up for the first time, the scene where they're all fighting each other, and I think one of the clips or trailers recently revealed that the reason all that is happening is because Valentina basically set it up so that they would kill each other. But that's why they're all converging on each other the way they are in that trailer. But once you get out of this scene and then you get to that shot where they're, once again, they're in what used to be Avengers Tower, you don't really see Taskmaster anymore. So the running theme is that Taskmaster is going to get clapped. And I think this also got fueled even further when y'all remember when we all sat up for like 5.5 hours watching them goddamn chairs get set up. Every cast member pretty much of the Thunderbolts, take this how you want it, but pretty much every cast member in the movie, basically these motherfuckers all had chairs basically lined up. The only one that didn't
was Olga.
Was Olga Kurylenko.
Kurylenko, yeah.
They said, nah.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I was watching a Twitch stream yesterday of somebody I like to watch that was streaming Marvel Rivals, and it was a sponsored stream because they had gotten sponsored by Marvel and Thunderbolts because Winter Soldier in the game has his outfit from the Thunderbolts movie in Marvel Rivals now. And one of the things they did before they started playing the game was they also showed off the Thunderbolts films pop vinyls.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this. Yeah, you were telling me about this.
And what I thought was funny was they're showing Red Guardian, they're showing Bucky, they're showing Yelena. Not Nan mentioned the goddamn Taskmaster.
Yeah,
pop vinyls.
Matter of fact, here I'm gonna fuck with y'all on this because you can literally see every pop vinyl, but hers. It's wild when you got the Century Pop vinyl out here, but you ain't got no tab. I wonder if it's because they know. Is it because Marvel knows that people like? Because even as a person who did not have really much of a problem with the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Even I'm not terribly fond of. I don't hate that version of Taskmaster. It doesn't make me angry. But I mean, if I had my choice, I would rather have, or I don't even care about her being a woman. If she at least had the same personality as Taskmaster, I would have been fine with it.
Kurylenko can act.
Yes,
which is it. You know what's funny, and I want to know why were you thinking about this show? I thought I was one of the few people that watched Magic City, so I was shocked that you had that in your text server.
No, that was my shit.
Okay, I never knew that.
Yeah,
I was watching the fuck out of Magic City when it was coming out.
Yeah.
But I've seen Olga Kurylenko, and she's on that show. That's why I brought that show up for you all that don't know. But yeah, that woman can act. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Can you pull up that image that you showed when they were all standing together looking at Valentina? I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah. Here, I got you. Talking about this one?
Okay, that one right there. Now, you see Taskmaster is clearly in the back. I have seen other trailers of Thunderbolts of this particular scene of them standing just like that. You want to know what was not in that scene? Taskmaster.
Yep. No, you're right. Well, because wait, where'd that other shot I had go?
Yeah. You saw
like
everybody
right here.
else.
Gone.
Boom.
Look, gone.
I was telling Ernie before we started the show, when I went to go see Sinners last Saturday, they had this big long poster up of the Thunderbolts. And right behind Florence Pugh, and I mean, you could clearly tell that this was photoshopped in real quick. Little ass box over here of Taskmaster, but yeah, dude, like they're trying. It's too late now. We done already caught it. So y'all can try and do the Hulk Infinity War shit again if you want to. When y'all done already released 18 trailers of this exact shot, and Olga ain't in them. So
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I agree with a lot of people. There are lots of moments where I do feel like Taskmaster's been added in, and I'm being honest with you. I didn't want to believe the hype at first either. When it came to like how Taskmaster was being done, but even I eventually had to be like, all right, look, this is what's clearly happening here. But here, I guess, because y'all are probably wondering, all right, where are we going with this? I bring this up because one of my personal predictions for this movie is not that Taskmaster's getting clapped, because I mean, I feel like that's pretty obvious at this point. But I feel like this is Marvel's way of removing that character from the proceedings, either to later on down the road bring that character back. Because remember, we're doing multiverse shit now. And we know there's going to be, this has already pretty much been out there in the wind, that we're going to be seeing variants of different characters. And Fantastic Four, I think it's been largely pretty accepted that the Fantastic Four that we're going to be seeing in that upcoming movie, First Steps, that's a different universe. At least that's how I've come to understand it. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that we are probably going to see another Taskmaster somewhere down the road, maybe, possibly, that might be a little more comic accurate. I'm not saying that once again, I want to make sure I'm clear when I say this. I don't give a fuck about the gender. I don't give a fuck about the gender of Taskmaster. What I care about is the personality. And I feel like, why the fuck did you hire Olga Kurylenko and you're not going to let this motherfucker act?
Yeah, that was very weird.
Like, not only that.
Very, very strange.
Wait. And Carter, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe this is
what? It was they hired her, and then Taskmaster. It was pretty forgettable in that movie. I couldn't tell you.
Taskmaster
in that movie.
No, Taskmaster was not important. Taskmaster was not important to the proceed. I mean, they were, but like the execution wasn't important.
Ray Park in Phantom Menace, Darth Maul didn't say shit.
No,
but lasting him, it was what he was doing that was an unforgettable thing.
Yes.
So Olga Kurylenko being in this and she's Taskmaster, I'm expecting for this woman to do something because she is known. So just to have was just weird to me.
Yeah,
that was very, very strange.
It was because here's the thing: we know that Olga can act. Let's get that the fuck out the way. We know the motherfucker. Like, this ain't one of those, because I used to see a lot of people. Oh, she can't act. The fuck she can't.
No, she can act. She can act. That's why it was really surprising that she didn't get an opportunity to.
Because look, I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Go watch Magic City. Go watch. I mean, hell, she was in. I mean, I will say this: Quantum of Solace, not the best James Bond movie by any stretch of the imagination, but she was one of the few good things about it. I'm just putting that out there, but I would just say, yeah, go watch some of her other shit. I promise you, she's actually a lot better than the people try to give her credit for. But the other thing, like, yeah, that's my take on it. I think that either A, they will have her come back as a different version of the character who can actually talk and maybe talk some shit, maybe actually lean into what Olga can actually do from an acting perspective, or maybe they'll just hire somebody else to come in and be a more, I don't know. All I care about is accurate Taskmaster, because I feel like you had it in terms of presence, in terms of what Taskmaster can do. You didn't have, but it was like you know what it was. It was like they basically Deadpooled her. They basically had this motherfucker show up. The only thing that was missing was the Baraka blades and the
Hey, okay. Tell me if I'm right for thinking this. Like,
yeah.
I hope they don't bitch up and put a like the male who everybody wants it to be in that role. We're gonna get rid of this chick. We're just gonna put a dude in the role. We're gonna have him have the name you all think the Taskmaster should have been from Jump Whoopie Whoop, because I think that's kind of nasty. Because
it would be.
What was the fucking point of hiring that woman in the first place? Because now it's making her look some type of way when it was your doing in the first fucking place. So stand on it and actually give this version of Taskmaster some fucking character instead of just bitching up and then swapping them out for something else in like the end credits or some shit. That would be kind of gross. That would be gross.
100%. I could not agree more if I tried. I'll say this much. All that, kind of, to the wind. The next thing is, and this is something that you and I had joked about a lot. Because it's no secret that the Sentry, or as he is often referred to in the trailers, is Bob. Bob's in the movie, y'all. He's in the movie. In case no one know. No one told you. He's in the movie. He's there. You and I talked about this because and I actually appreciated the trailers kind of leaned into this as well. A lot of the trailers kind of poked fun at the. Also, by the way, man, look at this shit. This is nasty work right here. Notice how Taskmaster can't. This is the shot where they're getting ready to walk into the room where Taskmaster was airbrushed into the goddamn shot. Taskmaster ain't even, look, I don't even see a hint of Taskmaster behind somebody, or no, like, the motherfucker ain't like what is going on here? What is going on? Like, what is happening here?
You know what? I would not say that Bob was the worst kept secret, because there are several people that have no fucking clue who Bob is. They don't know what the Sentry is. They don't know who Bob is. Well, when people say who is Bob, they mean that shit.
Well, I'll say this much. Of course they don't know who Bob is. You can't see him. You can't see his ass. He's the new John Cena.
And on that point, my prediction for this film is that I'm going to drink several frozen margaritas to make myself feel better from seeing the black demon ghost from Patrick Swayze's ghost that got that one nigga that shot him so that he couldn't be with Demi Moore at the end, that snatched him. That is what that is. One of them black shadow fucking things that was snatching the dude like Patrick Swayze in Ghost. That's what that is.
He's like, no.
Well, see, this shit here made me so mad, because it's clear that y'all spray painted Taskmaster in. We know people at Marvel have some form of creativity. Hell, y'all put the Hulk in an end scene in Infinity War that Hulk ain't nowhere in. Only for you to put out this Thunderbolts trailer with a locked character on the screen.
Look, why do I feel like this is Smash Bros?
We got like an hour and a half of Thunderbolts to unlock what the Sentry actually looked like.
Well, somebody just said it. They said, "Why motherfucker look like Noob Sidebot?" New Challenger looking at.
Am I looking at Robert Reynolds, or am I looking at Suspect from Fight for New York? What am I looking at?
That's basically what this is. But I will, okay. Here's where I'm gonna give a little bit of defense. I'm gonna get a little bit of defense. I think I know what they're going for. I think they're going for this. I think this is what they're trying to go for. This was from the Sentry versus the Void from 2001.
Okay, this is Paul Jenkins joint.
Yeah. I think like I want to make something very clear. I'm not defending what Marvel is doing here with this. And honestly, I don't know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I kind of feel like he may not look exactly like that when we see the film. I'm hoping he doesn't. He probably will. But
you just came out with the Void in the Power Man comic.
Yep.
You just came out of him, and then we get this locked character on the screen.
Yeah. This is what I think they're like. Honestly, this is what I wish they would have done. I actually wish they, like, when he was the Void, I was hoping they were going to go for like the dark costume, like kind of take this nod from the Jeff Lemire joint. That's what I was hoping for.
I really want that run.
But
if somebody finds that run, let me know.
Or like here, like or kind of like this shit. This is other kind of image I was kind of thinking of too. Like when you see like this right here, I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, someone is clearly going for like this vibe. Where you got like Bob, Sentry, Void in kind of like the trifecta or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, basically the long and short of where I'm kind of going with it is I don't even think this is like kind of light work. Y'all know we about to see the Talk No Jutsu. You know we about to see the Talk No Jutsu. You know we about to see it. Y'all know what's coming. This is a Talk No Jutsu special. And I'm gonna pretend that some people don't know what that means. Talk No Jutsu is a method of defeating your opponent without fighting them. I mean, you can fight them, but you ain't beating them. Like you gonna have to this motherfucker, Bob gonna have to be talked down. Bob is gonna have to be talked down. There is no like look because here and I'm gonna tell you why Bob is gonna have to be just in case anyone's wondering why I think Bob is gonna have to be talked down. Because look at this right here. Look at these motherfuckers. Look like or here, better yet here, right here. Bam. Look at these motherfuckers right here. Do any of these motherfuckers look like they can beat the Sentry? No.
Do any of these motherfuckers look like they could be able to talk him down? No.
So I'm gonna tell. Well, no, I think I know who's gonna do it. I think I know who's gonna do it.
Don't you say Bucky? What you think you gonna do, Ernie? Is the Sentry gonna smell the Dawn dish soap that he used to wash that damn arm, and it's gonna make him reminisce about when his wife was washing the dishes when he was still Bob?
It's being weird now.
What you trying to say? Did the Void watch one of them COVID episodes of Cooking with Flo, and they just calmed him the fuck down? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I mean, maybe. You never know. But there's a scene where like she like that big ass fucking like this shit right here. This shit right here, where they were showing the entire city enveloped in darkness. Which, by the way, for those that don't remember, this is actually a plot device from Dark Avengers. Dark Avengers during the Dark Reign era, where Sentry had basically plunged all of New York into darkness.
Yeah, this is one of those first times Norman had to talk to the Void and calm him down.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I'd be you know what? Honestly, and when you say it like that, now I'm actually kind of thinking maybe it could be Valentina that could talk him down, but I don't think they're going to give Valentina that kind of rope. I think it's going to be Yelena. That's going to be the one to do it, because they like I said, there's a point where they show her walk into the motherfucker, and I mean, granted, it could just be that they're just not showing us everything else, but like there seems to be a theme of self-sacrifice in this movie, and you know what, just because they're kind of tangential, I'm going to piggyback my own prediction and say that we are actually going to see what I honestly thought I would never see in an MCU film. And it's themes of self-harm and retiring of one's own jersey. And I say that just because there's a shot in the trailer that pretty much kind of leans into that a little bit. The idea of some of the characters, because like that's kind of a theme of this whole thing, is that some of the characters are in really dark places in their life. I feel like Yelena, when you watch her in the trailers, it looks like she's kind of just going through the motions for a lot of the shit that she's doing. You know, she's just kind of like literally just walking along on autopilot. And I do feel like that's something that's going to come up in this movie, that there is going to be a theme of of her struggling with her place role, because that's the thing I think a lot of people are going to forget is that she's still grieving. She's still grieving the loss of Black Widow, which we rightfully so. That's her sister.
With fuck it, they did show a scene with Sheriff Hopper talking to her, and it got her crying.
No. Call him his name. No. Call him by his name. That's Santa Claus. Stop playing. That's Santa.
I'm so happy you said. Had your ass there, Hellboy, I would have left.
No.
Hellboy was
that's Santa Claus. That's Santa Claus.
That would be an interesting route for them to take. That'd be interesting for them to take the route you think they're gonna go. Just because I wouldn't see. I don't know. I couldn't see a PG-13 film going that far. If they got the Void not killing people. He just splashing red Sharpie on him real quick. Like, so that would be an interesting thing to see, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I think that we're going to be dealing a lot with these characters, just kind of, like I said, going through some very dark times. We see this. I don't remember if I actually have this shot saved, but there's a shot where your boy Walker is struggling because he's still reeling from the shit that popped off in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like he's still reeling from that.
That's something I actually want to see too, because you go from the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier where he got the suit on. He's going to be the U.S. agent. He is just full of himself. And then we see him reading the article in emo mode. So I'm like, what happened in between that to where you feel slow again?
Well, and once again, I don't know if you saw this clip, because there have been some clips that Marvel has been releasing. There's a clip where even Valentina kind of shits on him. She basically calls him, I forget exactly what she calls him, but she calls him basically like a knockoff Captain America, like to his face. She basically calls that motherfucker like a knockoff Captain America, and I actually kind of hollered at that. But but the thing is, a lot of these characters, I feel like, not to say all of them are like battling with their own mortality, but I feel like all of them are battling with their place in the world. Whereas I feel like Red Guardian's probably a mostly decent place. He's such a jovial person, but I'm pretty sure he's dealing with his own shit too. Bucky is dealing with some shit. I don't know if I want to say this because I feel like it's not public knowledge yet, but there is basically something going on with Bucky in this movie that I don't feel fair referring to as a prediction, since I just kind of already knew it. But Bucky is also dealing with some stuff that is kind of tangential to his cameo in Captain America: Brave New World.
Is it that ugly ass hairdo he got? Is it the doo-wop hair action he got going on?
I think it has more to do with that fucking pin on his shoulder, but that's on his lapel, but that's another story altogether. But no, I feel like a lot of these characters, I feel like they're all dealing with something, on some level or another, and whether or not any of this gets completely sussed out, I feel like we are going to be getting more of a character study movie than I think a lot of people are expecting.
Okay.
Do you have anything else? Marking the ones I've already brought up.
I honestly don't, because here's the thing. I didn't really want to look into this movie. I knew we were going to have predictions and things like that, but I didn't want to look too deep into it because I'm trying to get out of despising this fucking movie because I know
this motherfucker.
I know the century of it all is going to end, because full transparency. I was interested in this film just because I'd read the Thunderbolts. I was a fan of certain runs of Thunderbolts. The team, I was like, I can't really be mad at because we've seen them all in movies. The other people I would have wanted on the team we hadn't really seen yet, or they weren't at Disney Marvel proper, so I was cool with it. it was only when the one antagonist looked to be Bob to where I was just like, you almost lost me there. But on the same token, I can also say that it don't make sense, but it kind of does, because we have seen the Thunderbolts, or at least with, well, no, this was more Dark Avengers, but the Dark Avengers were the fucking Thunderbolts. I remember when they had a mission, because this is when Norman was over everything.
Right.
And there was a mission where they had to go toe to toe with Molecule Man.
Yes.
Ain't no way in hell they were supposed to be Molecule Man.
Nope.
And they got cleaned up. But with everything else that was going on, with the characters having their own personal things and backdoor things, and then the Norman of it all, and where is his mental state, and these other characters and where they are, that made for a good overall story, not even worrying about the Molecule Man of it all. So I'm hoping with everything that you just said that we do get more of a character movie. I just hope that they can stick landing with it. But honestly, I truly, and it was hard to come up with predictions for this movie just because I truly don't know where they could go with this. That asterisk says a lot, but at the same time,
I'm glad you said something about the asterisk.
Yeah.
No, carry on. No.
Well,
you kind of set me up. You set me up. You teed it up perfectly.
I like that they did that just because with everything, with every entity that has come into the Disney Marvel scape, that asterisk does say a lot about who we could see on this team in the, if this film does well, maybe a sequel, maybe a Disney Plus series, since a lot of this comes from, you know, from the Disney stuff, plus stuff with Valentina, with John Walker, and what have you. So,
Well, I'll go ahead.
Well, I'll give you a prediction because I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like we will see, I think it'll be at the ass end of the movie. It might even be credits. I think we're going to see some Zemo action. I think a lot of people are going to get what they want. I think we might see some Zemo shenanigans when it pertains to the Thunderbolts.
So I'll tell you why you teed me up so perfectly, because you actually teed me up perfectly twice, because that was actually one of my predictions, is that I feel like at some point Zemo will be referenced or seen. I don't think it's going to be during the main portion of the movie, but I do think it'll be closer towards the end. Or honestly, what's more likely, because it's Marvel, in a throwaway scene that no one's going to expect, that's going to come way sooner than people think. But yes, but to talk about the asterisk, that's the other thing you set me up for, because that is another one of my predictions. That asterisk, I think I know why it's there. It's there because the team is not actually, well, I think this isn't really news. The team is not called the Thunderbolts. The team is not actually called the Thunderbolts. I think the team is actually called the Avengers. I think they are actually the Avengers in this movie, or by the end of this movie will be the Avengers. And honestly, I'll take you a step further. I am going to make an even bolder prediction. Not just that they're the Avengers, they will be referred to as the new Avengers, as in the title of the as in the comic title, New Avengers. And the reason why I say that is because we've already gotten wind that in Captain America Brave New World, Anthony Mackie's Captain America is already supposed to be setting up a new team. And I said, when we talked about that before, I said I think that his team should and probably will be referred to as the Mighty Avengers. And I actually think where that asterisk kind of plays a couple of dual roles in this is that I also think that there is going to be some headbutting because of the usage of Avengers. The fact that, oh, wait, why are there two Avengers teams now? So that's how you're going to wind up getting the new Avengers and how you're going to wind up getting the Mighty Avengers. So it's not just an asterisk because they're not really the Thunderbolts, they're actually the Avengers, but I think it's also an asterisk because they're the Avengers, but with an asterisk. because there's more than one Avengers team. That is my prediction. Take with
Okay,
that.
can you
Take with
can
that
you
what you
take-
will.
I need you to take the one real quick. 'Cause I just got a weird text. I need to make a call real quick.
Oh,
But
go ahead and do business.
I won't say the Avengers, and I did not think you were gonna go that route.
Mm-hmm.
But I was with you until you said Avengers. With it being Valentina, and with what she was saying at that little congressional hearing or whatever the fuck it was in the trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like they might be going more toward the US Avengers.
I could see that, but
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. I want to make something clear. I don't think they're gonna be the
Yeah.
Avengers during the movie. I think it's gonna be
Oh,
something
no,
towards
yeah.
I think this is all gonna be stuff that's gonna come up towards the end of the movie, because very clearly they don't know what the fuck they want to be called in the trailer. That's what the joke about the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I think this is all stuff that's gonna be end of the movie, like late game.
Yeah.
But I can see that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, go do your thing. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
Go do your thing. I got this from here. I can ramble on. The other thing, and I'll just go ahead and here. Let's put that. Let me put a check next to these. Let's talk about the thing that I another thing I really wanted to set up here. So there is an actor in this movie who has not really been talked about very much, and that is Geraldine Viswanathan. Some of you may, I would imagine, may already be familiar with the actress. She is going to be playing a very specific character this, and it kind of seems like it might be a throwaway, but she's playing a character who is like the only name we're given. It's not mentioned on IMDb, but pretty much everywhere else where the character is mentioned, her character is always listed as Mel. Now, this probably seems like a throwaway character. She's supposed to be an assistant. She's supposed to be an assistant to Valentina. But there's something very interesting about her character that I wanted to bring up. And it's the fact that the character she's playing, I actually think is a character from the OG Thunderbolts. And that's Songbird. I think this is actually Songbird in disguise is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that she is actually playing the character Songbird. And the reason why I say that I think that is a couple of different things. There's a couple of different reasons why I think you're ultimately going to wind up seeing her either become Songbird or eventually at some point gravitate towards that role at a later date. Reason why I say is because the name Mel, it could actually be shorthand for Songbird's government name. Which is Melissa Gold, if I remember correctly. And Melissa Gold, I mean, that's not much of a stretch. Melissa Gold, it could be a thing. Who knows? I'd be open to being wrong on that. But a reason why I think this may or may not be the case, or why I think this may be the case, there's an image that I was able to find with her character in Thunderbolts where she's wearing a necklace that might be a dead-ass giveaway. And it's right here, and I just want to you just kind of, I'm gonna pull this up just a little bit so y'all can see a little bit better. In here, let's do this. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna lighten this up. I'm lightening the image up a little bit. And here we'll even enhance. Here, let's enhance. You can kind of see it right there. There's a bird. She's wearing a necklace with a songbird like emblem on it, and I think this might actually be, I think this might actually be, I think it might be the nod. I think it might be the nod that, we're looking at a potential Songbird introduction in the MCU. Maybe. I'd be down to be. I'm down to be wrong about it. Not saying it's 100%. Not saying that. I think it's like hell. Honestly, She could just as easily be Songbird in name only. How many times have we seen them add characters into the MCU, but these characters aren't who they are in the comics? Like they may be like, yeah, this may be a pre-super villainification of Songbird. And once again, she is listed as being the direct assistant of Valentina. Maybe that's something Marvel is holding a little closer to the chest. I don't know. It could just be all, hey, this is all early stages. Maybe the set her up for a sequel down the road. I don't know. But I just always like to point that out, that Marvel does not, regardless of whether they use a character from the comics or not, Marvel does not always going to do with the character what we think they are. So once again, this could be Songbird in name only. It could be Songbird in name only, is basically what I'm saying here. But I think it would be a waste. And I don't think you, well, actually, I'm about to fuck up my own point. Under normal circumstances, I know what some people are probably thinking, Marvel's not gonna hire wait, everything good? Okay, cool. We back. My man's is back.
Yeah.
Everything.
We good.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you after.
Okay, that's fine. So I don't know if you were listening in or not.
Oh no, I heard the songbird of it all. That would be interesting.
So there you go. Yeah, look at how the Marvel has done with certain characters. We've seen them take characters and add them into the proceedings and not do anything with them. We've seen them hire high profile actors and not put them in roles that people like. How many times have we seen them hire someone for a role and everybody's like, oh, that person's gonna be playing so and so, and then come to find it, like case in point, Giancarlo Esposito. Everyone's like, oh no, he's gonna be Professor X. He's gonna be Professor X in the MCU.
I want to think about that. I'm trying to keep it.
Now that motherfucker is just Sidewinder.
If she's Songbird, that would be cool. And what was popping up in my head was the young lady. Oh my god, I cannot remember that woman's name.
But the
woman from no.
Oh, go ahead.
The woman from Moon Knight that became.
Oh yeah.
So that's where my mind went. So if they're going that route and they're making her Songbird, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. You know who was originally
cool from that standpoint?
You know who originally was supposed to be in this role?
No.
Ayo Edebiri. So they originally were gonna have old girl from the Bear in this role. That's why I said there's a slight chance that maybe this is like, once again, the motherfucker's name is just Mel, and that's all there is to it. But once again, it was, as I go back to it, because I think she had to drop out for various reasons. But once again, I want to go back to the reasonings behind why I think, what I think is because of this, this right here. The fact that her name is Mel, which is short for Songbird's like legit government name, and the fact that this is clearly a necklace with a bird on it. Almost on some Mockingjay type shit, which that could just as easily be the case as well. I'm not saying she has to be screaming Mimi, but the thing is, I feel like it would be weird to not have some of the original recipe Thunderbolts characters involved, because some of you, I don't know who all knows this. I'm not going to sit here and try and pretend that everybody knows every single fucking thing about the Thunderbolts.
Well, what if it's a red herring? And that's actually Moonstone.
I mean, it could be.
And no, you fucking degenerates. I wasn't in the bathroom. I had to take everybody in the chat just worried about if I wipe my ass. Like, what is wrong with y'all people? I wasn't in the bathroom.
Nah, he was on a phone call.
Oh, people. Jesus.
No, the reason why I say... good.
But seeing Ayo Edebiri as I don't know how that would have worked.
I don't know how that would have played either, but I'll just say this. I'll just say this. Songbird is one of the original Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And it would be cool if they did have at least one of the original comic accurate Thunderbolts in the movie on some level. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you got to have everybody, but like, I think at the very least, you should have Zemo show. Like, honestly, if Zemo doesn't show up in this movie, I think someone was asleep at the wheel. Someone clearly was not paying attention to what they needed to be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like at the very least, have Songbird, who I actually think Songbird is one of the more memorable to me members of the original Thunderbolts. Moonstone being right there.
What if you didn't get Zemo and your ass got Beetle for the after credit scene?
Man, I would holler. I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, first off, y'all aren't serious. Y'all aren't serious.
Beetle gonna be the one to take that asterisk off, right? Just Beetle.
Just bzzz, and then take it and fly off into a wall. But that said, I'm trying to see, was there anything else? I'm going back through my notes real quick just to make sure. Yep.
Oh, see, Nerd Large, don't say that. Don't say that because I don't want to spoil them. Yeah, he said Carter pulled a cornbread. I'm not even talking about me pulling a corn. I want us to stay on Thunderbolts, but it reminded me of something else that I told Ernie about to piss me off about the movie.
Oh,
but,
yeah. True.
I ask you,
good.
Did they? I don't feel like I've seen anyone else that could be anyone else from the Thunderbolts. But I'm like you. I would hope we got some. Hopefully they're saving it for the trailer, or saving it for the film. Excuse me, but I doubt it. Because you all done already showed us the entire fucking movie in these trailers. And I really wish Marvel would cut that out.
I feel like we haven't. I actually feel like we haven't. I feel like we've only. I actually feel like we've seen a lot of the end. I feel like we have seen a good deal of the third act. Okay. Because if you really go back and look at it, the only thing the trailers keep showing us is stuff from what looks like the final fight. And the like that Avengers Tower scene, and when they first meet, they don't, and then like maybe like some little stuff here and there, like little small tiny character stuff. Really, Marvel is a master of chopping up like 3 or 4 scenes and just showing you those. That's what it feels like.
There was one shot in the trailer that where I think I saw something. But you actually had the comic image of when the Sentry blacked out New York. I thought in one of the trailers, it looked like you saw his.
Oh, the tower.
The tower that's on Avengers Tower. I feel like I saw that, and I'm like, okay, that's dope. Even if the rest of the movie is slow, that's dope. But
I'm actually going back and looking. I don't know. I'm actually going back and looking.
I feel like it was a real quick shot. If I missed it, I missed it. But if I was wrong, I was wrong. I'm
going back through because it would be cold in the motherfucker if they did do that. That would be.
I don't want to look at the locked character, please.
He's like, nah. He's like, no more. I will say this.
I think it was that scene where he was starting to black out the city. I swear I saw. Yeah,
it's I don't know. Well, I mean, I can tell you this much. You can very clearly see Avengers Tower. I can tell you that much. Back here, like in back up in there. One thing I'll say, and this will be my my final prediction. I think just for funsies, you can blame her for everything. We're gonna be able to blame the entire movie on the Veep. We are going to be able to blame the entire movie on the Veep.
I feel so bad because I can't call her Valentina, and it's not that I can't call her. You know who I'm when I saw her hair, I just thought of Miss Hand, like Norman's right hand when he was running Hammond. That's all I see every time I see her on the screen is Miss Hand. That is all I see.
Nah, you're right. But, you're right. No, I agree. I agree 5 million%. But I think it's everything is going to be squarely her fault. Like not nobody else's fault, not Bob's fault, not Yelena's fault, not Red Guardian's fault, not even Taskmaster's fault. Everything, like when it comes down to it, everybody gonna be looking at her like she fucked up. That's
And I'm happy you said that.
Yeah.
Because this is my final prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Sentry gonna break off. Because everything is her fault.
Yeah.
She gonna catch it from Sentry. Watch.
Oh yeah. Look, okay.
That's my last prediction.
So
She ain't making it.
Look, she ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 4, is what you're saying?
Oh, no.
She ain't gonna make it. She ain't you
We
know what?
ain't gonna see that woman in another Disney Plus series. No.
Look, I'm gonna just show y'all an image, and I want y'all to realize that this is probably the last thing we go the last thing we gonna see with the Veep. We gonna see something like that. The Veep is gonna get.
But you
Veep.
gotta remember, this is PG-13.
Oh,
so you might just see an unbloodied head, but you're gonna see that purple strand. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna see.
No, what he's gonna do, he gonna turn her into a shadow first. He gonna lock her behind the paywall. And then pull her apart.
Man, I thought that for sure. When I saw when they showed the whole thing of him snatching off Bucky's arm, and then he's all black and things like that, and then somebody in the chat brought up the fact that Bob was locked away because of Valentina. Yeah, the Void. Look, let me rephrase it. It's not going to be the Void that does it, or it's not going to be the Sentry that does it.
It's going to be the
Void. Void gonna put Julie. Elaine is gone.
Let me ask you this: do you think they're really like because this is something I think is kind of a thing you need to have for Sentry. How much do you think they're going to lean into the mental health of Bob? Do you think they're going to treat it as though like it's some kind of like because the reason why I'm asking is because we've already seen how Marvel likes to dumb down shit for normies. Yeah. Case in point, the Leader. How they did the Leader, especially when it was revealed what the Leader was originally supposed to look like. When they were initially designing the character. Did you see any of that?
You pretty much answered your own question for me, because that would have been the answer I gave you. I think they're going to dumb it down. Yeah. I think we're going to go into not a literal you need is love.
That one? But no, I
think what they're going to do is do more so a literal, like they'll go into it very bare bones, and I don't want to say they're not going to put respect on it, but they'll do here we go. I think they'll do the bare minimum from a mental health aspect of it, and not really delve into the fact that inside that body is 3 different fucking people. So what you see?
No, I wanted to show this because dude, this would be nasty work if they did it. Carter, how would you feel? How would you feel if we saw Everett Ross pull back up? How would you feel we saw Everett Ross pull back up?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. No, the reason why I started thinking about it, I saw the last name Ross and started thinking about Thunderbolt Ross. How much nasty work would it be if Valentina let Thaddeus Ross up out the gulag for a few minutes to go a couple rounds with the Sentry, and that motherfucker got laid down? Let me like, no. Let Red Boy about.
You know what it is? Wait. Now okay. So here's how I'm gonna answer that question. When you say that somebody getting laid down, are you talking about Ross or are you talking about the Void?
No, I'm talking about Ross.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
That would get more people shitting on Brave New World, which is I don't want. Because I guarantee you finna have more people dunking on that movie because you do all this about Red Hulk and then you let him get killed in that whack ass Thunderbolts movie. So no.
Well, no. I won't even say getting
that.
killed, but like just like he just gets knocked the fuck out. But the thing
Knock
is,
that nigga right back to Indy 4. That what you want?
Yeah. Look, wait, man, you said fuck the Dial of Destiny. We knocked that nigga straight back to the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Well, no, the reason why I say it is because, and I don't even think it would actually hurt. Well, okay, I tell you what, for ignorant people, it would probably hurt Brave New World. But I feel like for people who have half a brain, there's a huge difference between the Sentry or the Void laying down Red Hulk. Like, cause that, like, what I thought was silly about Brave New World, and not the movie, but people talking about the movie, is that so many people were so hyper focused on how a man with no superpowers is gonna solo the Red Hulk instead of trying to figure out exactly how a man with no powers is going to survive the Red Hulk. I feel like in this situation it actually enhances.
Yeah, you're asking them to be smart, and you're asking them
which
to
they're
be,
not.
Yeah,
No. You can't just roll past that. This man said, knock that motherfucker back to 1923 on Paramount Plus. Right. Stop. You gonna knock that motherfucker right back next to Helen Mirren. What? No, we can't do that.
Speaking of, have you seen that fool on Mobland? I've been watching that.
Yes. Mobland is cold.
I knew not to trust that. That bitch is crazy. Listen,
hey, stick or twist. Stick or twist. I'm just look.
He didn't have to pop old boy because I knew that bitch was up to something. Then I watched the most recent episode. And I fucking knew it. You can't trust old, decrepit mob boss white women. I knew it.
No,
but
that's a HWW. That's a HWW, Carter.
Especially somebody who has been married to Pierce Brosnan with that accent for that long. And ain't lost her mind. That's why she evil right now. She didn't watch Tomorrow Never Dies with all of us, so she don't like what she hearing from Pierce Brosnan right now, big dog. I'm telling you.
Well, here's the hilarious part, though. Why he have to pull the Desert Eagle .50 point blank range on old boy? He could have pulled a 22 and killed him. This man out here.
I don't like the fact that he didn't hurt himself, because I know goddamn well, as old and decrepit as OG 007 is, Deagle, that close with one hand? Oh, your wrist should have snapped clean off until the next episode.
Wait,
you wouldn't have been able to fish no more or walk that goddamn dog. A Desert Eagle with one hand. And you treating that shit like it's just a police issued 9mm. Wait. I'm so sorry we went on a tangent. We're watching a show. Shut up.
Look. I'll just say this. The piss has been taken. I ain't gonna lie. That shit has been living rent free in my head for the past 4 weeks. Every time I look one day I caught Cersei off guard. I was messing with her and kind of was fucking with her, making her think she was in trouble for something. And I just walked up to her and was like, the piss has been taken. And she was like, only reason I even said it to her because she knew what I was talking about.
Oh, wow.
They knew what I was talking about when I said it. So, and they started giggling.
Going back to how you think the Void is going to be brought down.
Yes.
It wouldn't surprise me, since the one thing that people are latching on to nowadays when it comes to all these Marvel anythings is how nerfed all the big dogs are when it comes to the MCU of it all. So with people latching on to that, and that being the new hotness right now of everybody being just toned down from comic book proper, it wouldn't surprise me if the Void was somehow talked down. I'm hoping they go some route with maybe not and I'm sorry that this is the one thing that keeps popping into my head, but I remember when Emma Frost was able to go into his mind and she's talking to Bob. She's not talking to the Sentry. She's talking to Bob and trying to get Bob to come to terms with who he is and how Bob and the Sentry and the Void are three completely different things, and trying to help him keep the Void locked away. So I don't think they're going to go that deep, which is disappointing. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think they'll do the bare minimum when it comes to talking him down. And with this being the everybody superpowered and nerfed, it wouldn't be a shock.
The I will say I see Julian Floyd said they had just seen an early screen of Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
without
somebody else said that as well.
Yeah. I'm about to say no spoilers, but what'd you think of it? What'd you think? No spoilers.
So the first person who said it, he said that he actually really enjoyed the film.
Okay.
If I can find his name, I just saw his ass. I just saw him.
I was gonna say everyone I've talked to that has seen it early.
Yeah,
has told me the same thing. They said that it was really good.
Yeah, they said it was great. They didn't. I appreciate you all saying that you saw it and not spoiling shit.
Thank you.
And then saying that you enjoyed yourself. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, for the two that I've seen so far, they all said it. And yeah, so I don't know where they are. I can only go off of how they do screenings and shit here, Bird Nerd. But there are a lot of ways and means to go see early screenings of movies that a lot of these people do up here, because case in point, The Accountant 2 that's coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, just to give you all an idea, I saw that 2 years ago.
I actually remember when you went, because I remember you told me about it.
Ernie just brought up Hopper being Santa Claus. I'd seen that movie not in December. I'd seen that shit around Valentine's Day because they were doing a screening for it. The newest Mission Impossible, saw it Wednesday. So a lot of these places, they do those early screenings and stuff like that. Because if you all remember, I'm gonna give y'all one of them back issue Blerd caves real quick. There was a early screening for the movie that stopped us from getting more milestone hotness. That whack House Party reboot was doing early screening.
I remember that.
And nobody wanted to go see that bullshit. So they were giving people that actually wanted to come in and watch the screening $25 Amazon gift cards if you just came in and watched it and told us what you thought. So they do that in a lot of places to gauge how certain scenes may go. That's why you may see endings, or you might see films that, like, if you remember the DVD extras, you'd see one ending, but then the DVD might have another one because they showed that ending to people in screenings and they didn't like it, so they went with this ending in theaters and stuff like that. So yeah, they do that a lot here.
And then Julian said, "I enjoyed it, but it could have used a little blood." And I honestly, that sounds about par for the course. Like, honestly, I feel like when it comes to wide release stuff, I think you're going to be more likely to see, like, and I guess maybe this is why Thunderbolts. And I feel like you say it's for a lot of MCU properties. I feel like sometimes maybe they could be Disney Plus shows. Like, I wonder what a Disney Plus Thunderbolts would have looked like, considering what we got from Daredevil Born Again. You know what I mean? Like, but that said, case in point, a lot of times movies, you'll see them, like, if you know what to look for, like, because I used to do it too. I used to go to early screens all the time. Especially back in my first effort at content creation years and years ago, many moons ago. Like, we're talking like back when Man of Steel was out. I would literally go to like 4, maybe 5 screenings a week. Just because I was always on those websites where like, oh, hey, you can get a thing to go see more, to go see this, go see that, blah, 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 blah. I remember, I was seeing movies sometimes like a couple of weeks ahead of time, sometimes a few months ahead of time, sometimes even in some cases a year or two ahead of time. It just depends on the movie. But that's why I was saying, like, because someone tried to shut me down when I was talking about Ironheart, because I was talking about how like we still haven't seen hide nor hair out of that Ironheart trailer, and everybody's like, "Well, they only just finished making it." No, they did not. That show has been finished for a while. I think it's actually been finished for about a year.
Yeah, but Banky's saying, what the fuck, 2 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Because
Yep.
with me, and I told Ernie this, it was like it was a double feature kind of deal. So you had to sign an NDA and all that jazz. But it was The Accountant 2, and then it was that Den of Thieves 2. We got to see both of those movies literally 2 years ago.
And yes,
literally 2 years ago. So yeah, man, that's how they do them.
And to answer Nerd Large's question, yes, it comes out in June. And I remember other people tried to shut me down and say, well, they're going to wait till Daredevil Born Again is over and then they'll start showing trailers. Well, okay, well, Daredevil Born Again is done. Now what? So basically, this show comes out, and I want to make something clear. What's today's date? The 26th? Today's 26th. So not Daredevil, but Ironheart is supposed to come out June 24th. So we literally have 2 months till the show comes out, and the only thing we've seen from it, there was and I can tell you what it was. We got a sizzle reel. We got a sizzle reel of the upcoming shows. All the shows that were supposed to be coming to Disney Plus. We got a sizzle reel. That's it. That's all that's all that we have gotten. As a matter of fact, it was where we actually saw this.
Yep.
We saw the sizzle reel where they showed Old Boy as the Hood in Old Boy from Hamilton and the Transformers was a Rise of the Beast.
So here's the thing for you, because I actually pulled up that they're gonna do the Beauty on FX. He's gonna be in it, and I think he's also going to be producing it or executive produced or something.
Oh, for word? Oh, dude, hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some respect on this man. Yeah, love to see it. I love to see it. Well, and once again, I just want to make something very clear. Yeah, dude, we are not. You know. We're gonna get Ironheart. It's gonna come out. This shit's gonna get echoed.
Yeah,
it's gonna get echoed. This shit's gonna get put out. It's gonna have little to no fanfare. They're probably gonna dump the whole show on June 24th, and it'll be forgotten about. Because dumping, because I'm gonna tell you, because this is how you know Marvel cares. Excuse me. If they put a show out week to week, Marvel cares because they want people to talk about it. The reason why any company does not just drop every single fucking episode of everything all at once anymore is because they want you to be talking about it. They want this shit to stay trending on social media for however long they want it to run. It's why The Boys, well, it's not the whole reason why The Boys got away from doing that whole like dump it all at once shit, but like, but that's part of it, and why Netflix has gotten away from it in a lot of respects too. And Marvel and Disney, they do the same shit. But if they dump that shit out all at once, I promise you, they do not care. And here's what'll have to happen, just like with Sinners, which, to be fair, Warner Brothers did a really good job of promoting Sinners. But we are gonna have to take Ironheart, put her on our backs, and carry this motherfucker across the finish line, because Marvel, I think, is expecting Black content creators and influencers to carry the bag for them. I promise you that is exactly what it is. You can't convince me otherwise. Cannot convince me otherwise.
That actually makes some sense. Oof.
But the thing is, and just so people understand what I'm talking about here, the reason why a lot of companies don't like dropping shit all at once is because, remember the Marvel Netflix days? So Daredevil comes out, all of it drops one weekend. Is anybody talking about it 2 weeks after it's come out? Jessica Jones, I think, only got talked about as much as it was talked about was because of how good it was that first season. But notice seasons 2 and 3, which were child.
So,
especially season 3. Especially season
No. And I didn't know it had a third season.
Yeah. Guess what? Guess what? Most folks don't because they didn't watch that shit because it was some bullshit. It was some
I
bullshit.
did not know it had 3 seasons.
Yeah. All of them had 3. Well, okay, so Daredevil got 3 seasons. Jessica Jones got 3 seasons. Luke Cage and Iron Fist were the and Punisher only got 2.
Mhm.
But that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like after these shows would come out, they would drop, and then like a week or 2 later, they weren't trending on social media anymore because it all dropped at once. Everybody watched it, and anyone who gave a fuck had already moved on to whatever other new show had come out that they gave a shit about. I'm sorry, but yeah, as much as I enjoyed the the big like episode dump where you just watch it all at once, I will say I actually kind of am glad we've gone back to the week to week formula because it does get like imagine if X-Men 97 came out all at once. All the 10 episodes came out at once. I'm not saying people wouldn't have been talking about it a month later, but there's a reason why they did that shit week to week. Because it just kept people talking every week. Every fucking week. Every fucking week. That said, getting away from that. Let's see, where are we at on time? You know what? Here, I'm gonna say this. Let's do this. Let's do something revolutionary, Carter.
Okie doke.
Let's move on to our recommendations. Our recommended for the week. Who's
It's all you, big dog.
Oh shit! Well, you know what? I'll just say this because I can make this one easy.
Cool.
Man, look. You heard us talk about it here just a moment ago, and I know some people are probably going to expect me to say one thing, but I'm actually going to say another because I already know you're going to go do the other thing.
Uh-oh.
I already know you're going to go do the other thing, so I'm not even fucked up about it. You heard us talking about Mobland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? That's my recommendation. If you have not been watching Mobland, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but you need to get on that shit, man. Pierce Brosnan out here acting a whole goddamn fool. James Bond is out here acting a whole monkey. Venom is out here just giving me vibes. Helen Mirren's crazy ass is just doing all kind of wild shit. But yeah, no, a fantastic show.
Yes, he did. Mike Manhattan. We've only got what is it? 4 or 5? Is it 5 episodes? Is that
well, it's supposed to be. It's 4. I think 4
that are out.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be 10 episodes total. It's supposed to be 10 total.
Yeah.
But yes, this is Guy Ritchie's.
Guy Ritchie did. He did direct. I think he directed
the first 2.
Okay, yeah,
he did the first and second episode, and that's kind of why you get those Guy Ritchie isms. In those first, like, it's not to say they're not present in the rest of it, but yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. And I'll just say this, for those wanting to know what it's about a crime family.
Harrigans.
The Harrigans are like, okay, you know what? Here's the best way to describe this shit. So the Harrigans basically are the big bad motherfuckers in the underground crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Hardy is not a part. His character is not part of the family. His character Harry D'Souza, I think is his last name. He's not a part of the family, but he is someone who kind of got graced into the family. He is a fixer for the family, and it's basically about how everything kicks off with the youngest. Or not the youngest, because I think there might be other children in the family. I can't remember exactly. But basically the crown prince of the family does some fuck shit. And it's basically starting a war between them and the Stevenson family. And how Harry is trying to navigate that and try and prevent the war from happening, but also how there are other factors within the family and outside the family that are kind of making his job a lot harder. Like honestly, this is like some Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Peaky Blinders levels of fuckery on this show, and I fucking love it. It's fantastic.
There's some dark comedy elements.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so let me.
He opened that box,
bruh. Oh yeah. Talk about in the second episode.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I love it. Honestly, dude, you know what I love about it? Tom Hardy is fantastic. And really, okay, first off, fuck that. Everybody is fantastic in it. But Tom Hardy especially is really good. I
gotta watch Havoc with Tom Hardy in it. But
yeah, I'm gonna do that today.
Funny thing about Havoc is I saw the trailer for Havoc, and the song that it uses in the trailer is the theme for Mob Plan.
It was like, man, y'all getting did y'all get 2 checks?
For real?
Did y'all get I hope they got 2 checks for the music.
Fearless Mo, you should have told me. You should have gave me a shout.
Wait a minute. I just saw this. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, stop. Wait.
Yeah.
Fearless Mo, what's going on?
With the hundo. He said, I was in LA last week hoping to run into Carter while checking out a few local shops in downtown LA. No luck, but he said he had a great time. And I want to know what part of downtown you was in if you had a great time, because you was in Caled, boy. If you want to get improvement on your luck, get those likes up. But yeah, bro, you should have hit me up on Discord or something, man. Because I mean, I'm working downtown, so yeah, we could have grabbed some coffee or something, bro. Because fun fact for you, I work downtown, somewhere around that little area. Brian Hill lives downtown, so you probably would have seen him if you was at one of them local shops. Ask him what's up with Blade, or what's up with that Ultimate Black Panther. What's up with that Power Company Recharge that's coming out next week. So yeah, man, you should have hit me up. You should have hit me up next time you're in LA. You doing some shenanigans downtown. He laughing at that Caleb comment. I know what he laughing. But yeah, next time you're there,
you know what?
You hit me up on Discord, man. Hit me up on Discord.
No. So you know, okay. So I want to explain myself. I want to explain myself just real quick because I don't want anyone to think that I'm being an asshole. I don't want anyone to think I'm being an asshole here. So do you know what really had sent me? You know what really had fucked me up is when you said Caled, and the first thing that I heard that. Like when you
you know what's crazy? This is why you would
wait a minute. You know how, like, when you start the level up and you standing up and it's just like,
I guarantee you Gearless Mo saw that first tent and heard that tone in his head. I guarantee it.
Look, he grabbed that Estes flask. It was like, okay, we about to go in. Like, he had to activate he had to take that, oh shit, what was it? He had to get the mimic tier out. He had to get that, what was the other thing? The other flask. What was the other? I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I heard that noise. He saw a tent in the shape of that one dead ass dragon down there that ain't gone all the way. The smell hit him. I'm telling you.
I guarantee he saw one of them. What was the big ass fucking chicken dogs? He saw the big headed chicken dogs all years. God damn. I'm here for it. Look, that man said, man, let me go find one of these sites of grace real quick. Get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, no, he said he saw a tent. A tent. Oh, I'm sorry. Whew. Okay, y'all. Anyway, Gearless Mo, thank you for that hundo. That's the sound he heard when he got up out of there. That was the sound he heard when he got the fuck up out of there.
That boy got back on the freeway and leveled up. I'm telling you.
That freeway, he found that site of grace right off the highway and just went like, yeah, I need to put like, Woo! I need to put at least 20 points in vitality before I try and come back up this bitch.
But yeah, thank you again, Girls Mo. Next time you're in LA and you're downtown, give me a shot. I was not going to RKO him if he came up on me. That's only for them people that be mad at Ernie ass for one of them Nerds of Culture episodes, and then they want to get all their frustrations out on him, on me, thinking he gonna get it like we got on Patara earrings or some shit. So no. Gillis Mo, oh man, give me a shout on Discord, man.
To be fair, y'all, that actually is the Cinema Sins sound, but it sounds just like the sound that plays when you go into.
It sounds like what right when you spawn in.
Yeah, no, it's because it's basically the same sound effect, damn near.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. Well, just teensy a little bit different, but no, no. That said, man, whew. What else we got here? I guess let's go ahead and get our questions from the Discord. We want to go ahead and...
We got this.
Ooh,
first
okay.
question.
Let's go.
From fromnew. Saying Wagwan, Blerd and okay, we're not gonna answer your question. Second question
God
is
damn,
from Qdoma. No, nigga, we ain't doing Blerd and Company. No, Qdoma. A most joyful week to Blerd and Carter. Thank you. I look forward to seeing the Thunderbolt movie. However, I don't have high expectations regarding where they're going with the Sentry character. My question is, how come Marvel never decided to make a Hyperion movie or a movie with him instead of using the Sentry? Honestly, to me, you would either do it one or two ways. And I think both ways would be a detriment. You would either have to set up the Squadron Supreme, which all you finna have is a bunch of people shitting on that movie before they watch it and just calling them the Justice League. Or you could just do the Hyperion movie by itself, or have Hyperion be the big bad in this. We're just gonna have a bunch of people shit on it and say that it's Superman. So
evil Superman trope.
Yeah. So either way, they're gonna be damned if they do and they damned if they don't. So I think several other villains could have been done, but you play the hand you dealt, so they're going with Sentry. But yeah,
I think they should do Squadron Supreme. I think they should do Squadron Supreme. I say fuck it, dude. Let the rising tide lifts all ships. Let them look, because you know what? Let them motherfuckers talk shit about how it's just Justice League. Because here's what's gonna happen: if Marvel comes out with Squadron Supreme and that shit turns out to be heat,
See, you gonna bring that dude back in here that was just talking about how all Hickman do is them DC stories in Marvel. He gonna bring his ass back in here. So you know they got the Justice League in the MCU. All right. Next question from Trap God Thanos, saying, "Good evening, Mr. Presents and Mr. Without Fear. In honor of me listening to the latest Eminem album, my question for you guys is, what's the corniest rap bar you've ever heard? One for me is Medium Sean saying, oh, he said Big Sean. Big Sean had a bar that went, I call my girl Mrs. Without Draws. When I go to the bank, they call me Mr. Withdrawals. And that's why I don't listen to Big Sean. Only because it's in my head, just because of a recent video I saw. I'm gonna give it to Drake. That Chaining Tatum line, Chaining Tatum was kind of gross. That was kind of nasty. That was kind of corny.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head because, like, okay, and this is gonna sound nasty as fuck. I try not to listen to motherfuckers who usually have whack ass bars. I really just try not to. I go out of my way not to a lot of the time. So, like, I'm actually sitting here thinking about, like, a lot of the stuff that I listen to, and I'm just like, I can't think of anything. Like, I mean, are there some lines that I think are kind of silly? Okay, I tell you what, if there's any of them, I'll just say, pick a random song by Kanye West, because he always has at least one weird, whack-ass bar.
Did you hear about that new song he talked with him?
No, I didn't hear it.
He got a new song. I don't pay attention to the slightest, but people, it'll be some random YouTube video. He has some video, or he has a song out that's basically talking about how him and his cousin were watching. Okay, you know what I'm talking about now. Then.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that was in one of his songs. I just heard somebody talking about it. I didn't know it was part of it.
A newest song he came out with. He basically he slobbed on his cousin's knob.
Danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hit that button real quick.
It's a family affair.
Bruh. I fucking swear. But no, I just cannot with Kanye West. This is I don't I'm like, dude, just pick a lane. Pick a lane. Like, just pick a lane. Either be. I feel like he just says shit just to get people talking. And honestly, yeah, no. I just
I can't say what I want to say. I'm be quiet.
But here,
you know what? I can say it like this. You telling him to pick a lane. I'm telling him to pick a knife and headbutt it. Okay?
Man,
I'm getting sick of Kanye West, bro.
I'm just saying.
like, bro, fuck.
I'm just saying, dude. Kanye West is in there.
We ain't gotta go there. But I guess we will answer this question from Froman saying, Wagwan, Blerd and Company. Is it me or is Absolute Martian Manhunter giving major Shade the Changing Man vibes? I don't know about that because I've never read it. But
yeah,
I said it when we talked about Absolute Martian Manhunter last week or the week prior, maybe. It feels like I'm reading some DC Young Animal. It feels like I'm reading Gerard Way's Doom Patrol or something because it's just weird and out there and I'm enjoying it. So that's how I feel about it. It feels like a fucking indie book.
It does. It doesn't feel like a. It doesn't feel like a typical DC title. Like, honestly, I kind of feel like DC, and to a lesser extent, a lot of the Absolute stuff does feel like it could have been in like DC Vertigo or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Which I mean, I'm not against that at all. That said, is I guess let's jump into our questions from the chat because I got some already keyed up.
Let's do it.
We got one here from Bill. Says, question: did you get to see the recent X-Men Monday interview with Lansing and Kelly? I have not. But he says they focus on the upcoming one-shots in X-Men Hellfire Vigil. By the way, Ironheart is coming to Exceptional X-Men in June. Those I did not know. I would like to see that.
Okay.
I would like to see that.
Y'all asses got rid of Krakoa. Y'all got rid of the Hellfire Gala, which is some shit y'all really could have just squeezed all the juice out of. Y'all could have been doing them Hellfire Galas for some years.
Yeah.
But y'all kill it. We from the ashes. We did all this leg work. We built this new era of X-Men up from the foundations to do a whole event, because that's really what From the Ashes is about. It was From the Ashes of Charles Xavier for y'all to go read Imperial. But now we finna do the Hellfire Vigil.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Did you see the cover for it? Did you see the cover for the Hellfire Vigil?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With had Storm out there with that goddamn that Rhythm Nation. Storm had the Rhythm Nation popping off. You didn't see that? You didn't see the.
I saw what you're talking about.
You sure? Because I mean, I'm just saying.
he just wants to pull it up again and show it.
Yeah. I mean, because it was cold. It was cold. You sure you didn't see it? Because I mean, I thought it was pretty cold. Just me personally. I mean, look, you ain't want to see you ain't want to see Storm rocking that Rhythm Nation. all motherfuckers got these candles. They got these little torches held. They said, "All right."
Aerosmith, just dream on is what I thought when I look at this shit.
Dream on. Dude, my God.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, I ain't gonna let him get away with that. Look, I love how we got all these random motherfucking hands up. You can kind of tell who some of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Why they got Gambit all the way in the back like that? Why they got Gambit all here? Y'all, just in case you can't see it. Look, why Rogue up front, but Gambit all the way back there in the. Or no, wait, no, that's Kid Omega. That's Kid Omega. Now I look at it. But wait, what's up with?
He can stay back there. I'm so sick of Kid Omega.
Yeah.
I'm not a Kid Omega guy, y'all. I'm not a Kid Omega guy.
Oh god! Wait a minute. Wait, who is this all the way back? Oh, I gotta see something here. Wait, who is it? Lord, is that
Edie?
I think that might be Edie back there. Yeah, that's Edie back. Good Lord, they got Edie all back of the bus of this motherfucker. Wait a minute, who legs is this back here? I need to see who legs this is. Who legs they covering up?
Nobody important apparently.
God damn! Well, they done put the logo.
Vigil just cutting all of this person off.
Look, wait. Why Angel back here with his chest all out? Or no, he got a shirt on. We're good. Crisis is averted. He's got a shirt on.
But no, I didn't see the Kelly and Lanzig interview or anything like that. But the Hellfire Vigil thing with me is just like, I thought we were done with Krakoa. I thought y'all had books coming out saying that it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
Get over it. Why are we doing this vigil? Are y'all backpedaling? Is that what it is? Are you like what are we doing? What are we doing? But
nah,
hey, I gotta do what you want to do.
So what you're saying, Earl Large, is Angel out here saying game, blouses. Game, blouses, y'all. Let's go. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm like this, man. Look, either let Krakoa go or don't. That's where I'm at right now. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all done pissed off Krakoa fans so much that what y'all doing right now ain't gonna get the audience that you think you getting. Cause the folks that love Krakoa and hate this new shit, they ain't gonna tune in for no Hellfire Vigil just cause y'all brought this shit up. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Look, this is what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna put this shit out, and the Krakoa stands are gonna be hating from outside the club. They gonna be hating from outside the club. They'll be like, man, fuck this shit. That's what they gonna be saying. They don't want to see this shit. They don't want to see it. And after all that shit y'all did with NYX, nope. No sir. No sir.
They gonna quit y'all asses just like everybody quit Forge's X-Force team this week. For real, what they gonna do?
God. Actually, man, now I gotta hit up Robo. I was like, man, look, man, Robo, where you at with my video? I need to come get Robo because Robo was supposed to have that shit back to me. Come on, man. But no. Have we? I'll tell you what. I'll save this for a. I'll since I actually ended up catching it. It's an easy one, so I can answer it. But LP3 says, "Hey, do you guys recommend any good detective crime comics that aren't Marvel or DC?" Well, I know one that's probably on Carter's mind right now. New Burn.
Yeah. Yeah, New Burn is a good one. There is one that has it's only one issue right now.
Yeah.
But Jamie, I think it's Jamie McKelvey. She did the art for Wicked and Divine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a distillery book. I think it's only had one issue out. It's called One for Our Sorrow, where it's going into someone trying to find Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
And she's doing the art and writing for it.
Honestly, anything Ed Brubaker. Criminal, which has a TV show coming out now. Criminal will be another good one.
That boy, he said detective crime comics, and you said Deadly Class.
Lord, no.
This is why you need to leave this shit here to the professionals. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Deadly Class is cold, a motherfucker, but it's not really. That Texas Blood. Texas Blood is another good one. You could technically count Southern Bastards, even though it's not finished. I kind of look at it's not a detective comic, but it's a crime.
It is a crime comic, yeah.
And depending on your well, which one were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say you might well say the motherfucker.
Well, yeah, it may as well be at this point. What was the God damn it, I forgot about it just as quick as I was about to say it. Oh man, that pisses me off. I literally was like on the tip of my tongue.
I can't recommend Black Monday Murders because I've never read it. I think Ernie has.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, sort of. I can say that. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's not really a detective. Well, sort of. Your mileage is going to vary, but I could make a case for Department of Truth. It's not a detective comic, but I mean, it's kind of as close as you. It's more of a detective comic by way of government conspiracy investigation. So there's that. Trying to think of another. If anything else pops in my head, man, it pisses me off that I literally had a book on the tip of my tongue and I just forgot it like that. Oh well, it wasn't important then. Clearly. Wait, does sex criminals count?
No, is it? No, I wouldn't say that.
I mean,
because the crime part of that book was like an issue or two. That book was about so much other stuff. Than them busting nut and robbing somebody.
Crime was like an arc. Like the crime was like an arc.
Yeah.
Like it's
about so much stuff.
It has that sex criminals wears a lot of hats. It wears a lot of hats.
I wouldn't mind reading that motherfucker, but I'm trying to read this damn Black Panther.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a knee on the rest of that one, on the one that I forgot, even though like man, that pisses me off that I can't remember it because it was right there. I was thinking about it, then I thought about something else, and then just gone. Moving on along. We have also got one from YTube Noob. Says, people complain about media not matching the comics. Does anyone talk about the MCU friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man, Marvel Rivals, Batman, TAS, or X-Men 92 and 97 comics? I don't really see. Okay, so I don't really ever see it. I mean, I'm sure people do. But I don't see people talk about the comics. I see people talk about the shows, not the comics. I
think it's because they're written off.
Yeah,
as being licensed low quality. With the exception of X-Men 92 and 97, because I think people wrote those off at first because it's just a Secret Wars tie-in, and then they kept going with it. And then people actually started reading it and they started enjoying themselves. But Marvel Rivals, Friendly Neighborhood, Spider-Man, those are just looked at as just those are whatever done by whatevers.
I'm curious to see if Marvel changes this because I don't know if you heard there's a Fantastic Four comic that's coming out.
Yeah, there's a comic coming out. Yeah,
it's set in the movie universe, but also because in that universe, I guess the Fantastic Four actually do like in universe they actually do make comics about themselves.
I think people have to give those books a chance, and because you're releasing them or you're printing them for a fucking reason in some regards. Because I'll give you all a perfect example. That Judge Dredd I kept bragging about, that's like my grail now. That's one of my grails, right? That Daredevil hardcover, not Daredevil, excuse me, that Judge Dredd hardcover I have behind me on my shelf that I had to order on eBay from fucking London because that's the only place it came out. It was a pretty penny to get. But that book was literally just taking the Carl Urban Dredd and just everything that was going on after the movie. With some of these, you have to give them a chance, and then you will see, like Batman the Animated Series. I've been looking for those, and I've been reading those for I'm not going to tell y'all what I got planned, but I've been reading some of those in regards to something that I'm doing. And X-Men 92, like somebody said in the chat with Secret Wars, X-Men 92, it was dope. Yes, it was. And then when they continued it, so some of these books you legit just have to give a chance, and then you will see that there is some meat on them. So you can't write off everything, man.
And I also say, look no further than Dynamite.
Mhm.
Dynamite's figured out how to do licensed comics that are good. They figured it out a long time ago, but they've really figured it out recently. Like in terms of having like a wider, like where, you know, most of the stuff that Dynamite comes out with now is licensed. And it's all like quality level shit. Like Thundercats, Silverhawks, Herculoids, Red, like, you know, you can make that case for Red Sun. Red Sun always has had, you know, really good stuff out. You know, Deja Thors, which is like from the John Carter universe. They've done the King Kong series, Terminator, Mars Attacks. Like they Dynamite has, and also I can't the least, and not the least of which, the Gargoyles, which I don't know if you saw this either. Did you see the announcement about Gargoyles?
You talking about the new spinoff book they're doing?
No. Crossover.
You have to refresh my memory.
So there's a crossover coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. Did I save those images? I don't remember if I saved them. I probably did not because I'm an idiot. I am a meat popsicle. That's a Fifth Element joke in case nobody caught that. Let me go to my threads because I know I have it on there. But no, the other day.
Crossover with who?
Oh, no, don't nobody tell him. Don't nobody fucking tell him. God damn it. Don't nobody fucking tell him. Y'all tell him. I will have
I knew there was another like spin-off book for someone. Okay. Okay.
There is a Fantastic Four Gargoyles crossover that Greg Weisman's doing.
Okay.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be the Gargoyles and the Fantastic Four.
That is nutty. Seeing the four in this guy. Okay.
Hey, wait, will there be a gargoyle named Yancey?
Wow.
Hey, look, from your lips to God's ears. So there you go. But yeah, this is it's gonna be the Gargoyles meeting the Fantastic Four. Whether or not Doctor Doom will be involved in this is another story altogether. But I am desperate.
These crossovers that are going on right now. I'm interested in this one, but then you got the Godzilla ones with the nasty art. You got Sonic the Hedgehog and the Justice League, and then now you got this here. What is going on with all these crossovers right now?
Dude, I mean, they're making money. As much as I don't particularly care for them, not saying I don't care for this. I'm actually very interested in this, but I'm not particularly keen on crossovers because that means 99.999% of the time, in my opinion, you're going to wind up with something getting short shifted. The thing that you want probably being short shifted. But in this case, I think Greg Weisman's going to be overseeing this. He's going to be writing this, so I think it's actually going to turn out to be very, 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 very good. But yeah, sometimes it just depends. Some crossovers could be fun. I think that the thing is, it's when you put things that don't. I mean, not to say that, because really being honest, a lot of shit doesn't go together. But when you do it in a very poor manner, case in point, Avengers versus Aliens, or Alien versus Avengers, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like I told y'all, I warned y'all when that shit was announced that somebody is gonna have to fuck up. That the Avengers are going to have horror movie level intelligence for this to work. And guess what? It's exactly what happened. And nobody wants to see that. I warned y'all, nobody wants to see that, because how are you going to sit here and try and convince me that the xenomorphs that can get burnt up by flamethrowers are somehow resistant to magic? That they don't, that Captain Marvel can't just end them like that. The person whose power is quite literally their weakness, and for whatever reason, she can't kill them. It's stupid. Yeah, Hulk getting worked by xenomorphs. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, no. No, but no, but this, I really hope Thaylog is in this. I hope, because Thaylog hasn't really been in much of the gargoyle stuff. He showed up at the very beginning and he kind of just disappeared. I need Thaylog to be involved. Like I saw a lot of people saying they want to see Doctor Doom and Xanatos. I do want to see that, but I'm actually more interested. I think the actual better thing to do would be to have Doctor Doom and Thaylog. I would fucking love to see that shit. Oh my God, I would fucking eat that shit up. I would fucking eat it up. But yeah, that's another story altogether. Have we read any of the new EC comics? I have not. Admittedly, I have not. Not for lack of desire, but just because I kind of slick forgot they were back. Ooh, but no, I'm here for it. I need to actually make that. I need to make that a thing. I need to make that a thing. I need to go back and check into that. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so here's one. I can answer this one. So, this one's from G Martinez Max says, we've got so many mutants with time manipulation powers, and many, I think they say excited, but I probably maybe listed as Omega. Why hasn't anyone used their mutant gift to stop some of these wild events that took so many lives of mutants? So, okay. I like to always remind people of the Bishop Gambit. Some of you may immediately know what it is I refer to. So, what I mean by the Bishop Gambit is that when I did a video about Bishop, I talked about Bishop's borderline encyclopedic knowledge of the oh my God.
Everything that's going on.
Everything that's going on, yeah. Everything that happened over the course of the timeline. And how, or more specifically, why he never said anything, or why he never did anything. Like, case in point, here, I always like to keep this panel handy. When he's asked why he didn't warn anybody about Wanda Maximoff or the legacy virus or Genosha or anything like that. And his answer, probably not as satisfactory as some people would probably have preferred, but he does say that a lot of the records from the here and now have been destroyed or survived only as legends. You think I'd have held back on you if I'd known that this was coming down. This was after House of M and all that. But I think the line that was actually very telling is here, where he goes on to say that maybe my future is on a different timeline than this one. And he said, Cannonball Base is like, well, maybe it's not. And he's like, sure, maybe it's not. So the fact that, like, I feel like in a lot of cases, you have two, I even dare say three reasons why this is the case. I think in some cases, there are characters like Cable and Bishop, and we've actually seen this a lot more recently with Cable. We actually saw this in the Time Slide one shot, more specifically. I think there are cases where there are people who time travel who know what they can and cannot fuck up, and know what things need to happen in order to keep everything like, yeah, sure, Bishop and Cable both come from fucked up timelines, but they also know that there are worse things out there than the timeline they have. So there's reasons why. Yeah.
We don't need to read another Icon versus Hardware to see what happens when you go trying to change some shit. You ain't gonna do this, 'cause then you
wind up with Well, yeah, you wind up with Icon versus Hardware. But in the case of characters like Tempest or Tempo, I think they have also kind of quickly figured out there's just certain shit you cannot do. And also, I think from a writing perspective, you have to be really careful with that sort of thing, because the timeline and continuity, canon, history, all that other stuff, it's already murky as fuck as is, with them not doing that. Imagine if they actually had writers coming in undoing shit by having characters use their powers the way that they should. Not saying that they shouldn't do it, but I'm saying the way we would think they should use the powers. That makes sense. Imagine how fucking much, like, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If Marvel came to me and said, "Hey, Blerd, we want you to write a story. We want you to write a story where Tempo goes back in time, undoes the legacy virus, blah, 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 the Intergalactic, blah, 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 blah." And I would be like, "Oh, so you trying to get me in trouble, is what you're trying to do." Or more specifically, I'd be like, "Wait," I said, "No, we're not going to do that, because you're just going to undo it in 6 months." And then have folks mad at me thinking it was my idea. No, we can't do that. So yeah, no, I think time travel, I honestly think time travel stories are best left as self-contained arcs that once they're done, you move on. That way no one gets confused. They try to make you the Black Zeb Wells. They gonna call me, look, gonna have y'all motherfuckers out here calling me Blerd Wells out here. No, I will not have it. I will not have it.
Because if Ernie was to ever try to create a motherfucker like Rec Rap, I would disown him as a friend. No.
Wait.
No. I would remember everything that irked me that he ever said to me, and I would make it a pain. Remember that comment you made? Did you get more gas mileage out of your car than my car tires slashed? Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember all the times you kept talking about how you was the grill master, all the charcoal is missing and all the meat is outside hot. Don't dog. No.
Oh,
no.
Goddamn.
No.
No. Y'all ain't about to get me. No, y'all ain't about to get me fucked up. But that said, I think that's it.
That's the show. Okay.
That's the show right there. I think we did really good. And you know what, Carter? I don't want to jinx it, but guess what we did?
Oh, we didn't hit 3. I don't know. I've been looking. I am shocked.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. We did good.
This is a new era. This is a new era. This is the Blerd Cave all in era. So we gotta. Wait. Can we do this? Can we say that we draw the line at $2.99? Can we call this that we draw the line at $2.99? I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, for those who trip with us, thank you all for showing up. We appreciate you. Thank you for hanging with us for now officially over 300 episodes. Y'all can say that now. Over 4 years. Over 4 years. And also, thank you for tuning in for the Blerd Cave, hosted by Ernie and sometimes Carter. No, in all seriousness, thank you all so much for what y'all do, for hanging with us, for rocking with us, for keeping this a fun show every Saturday. And I think I have to talk to the coach. I think we might be seeing the coach next week. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that because he has been ill. So we'll have to wait and see. But we will be talking about Thunderbolts next week. So make sure you tune in for that. Remember, keep your elbows out.
Oh God.
Elbows out with him, and especially when you go see Thunderbolts. Actually, this week, because I hear spoilers are out there. So make sure you keep your elbows up, elbows high. Yeah, do that. And for Carter Presents, I am the Blerd Without Fear. And this, I think the best way to sign this out, in the words of Kevin Feige, Taskmaster, you can go to hell.
Bye.